DXL back with another of my FIFA 2026 World Cup podcasts. And now we've had two rounds of games in the groups phase. So let's have a look at how all the teams stand, and particularly the top teams. So this is my top 16 teams, taking into account their pre-tournament standing and how they have performed in the first two games. So firstly, I'll list them in 1 to 16. Number 1, France. 2, Argentina. 3, England. 4, Spain. 5, Brazil. 6, Germany. 7, Morocco. 8, Portugal. 9, the USA. 10, the Netherlands. 11, Japan. 12, Norway. 13, Colombia. 14, Mexico. 15, South Korea. And 16, Egypt. Now, to go through them one by one, top of the list, France have scored 3 in both their games and look so potent in attack. Now they face another team rich in goals in Norway in the next game, and they will need to pass that test if they are to win the group. If they do emerge as group winners, a mouth-watering last 16 clash with Germany looks on the cards. At 2, Argentina have moved them up one place ahead of England. Argentina and Lionel Messi continue on the road to history with a second impressive win, this time over Austria. Remarkably, they could actually meet Cape Verde in the round of 32 if things pan out that way, before facing maybe Belgium or Austria in the following round, then England or Mexico in the quarters. That's a possible route for them. So things looking pretty good for Argentina right now. Dropping from 2 to 3 are England, had loads of opportunities to beat Ghana, and this was just one of those games where it did not happen for them, and they're still working their way towards their best starting 11. But they are still top of the group and are favourites to win the group, and if they go on to do so, all the group results become history, and it will be job done as far as the first phase is concerned. At 4, Spain moving up, looked much better against the Saudis than in their second group game. That win put them on track to top their group. A draw against Uruguay in their third game should be enough to win that group now. And as I say, that would make, similar to England, that would make the opening game draw with Cape Verde a fading memory for everybody apart from people in Cape Verde. Brazil's are next, recovered from a disappointing draw with with Morocco to dispatch Haiti in their second game. For me, though, they still look short of the form of the top 4 in my rankings. However, if they can beat Scotland well in the final group game, that would put them into the round of 32 as group winners. And that will be mission accomplished from the first phase. Again, a bit like England and Spain. Maybe they haven't been perfect, but if they end up winning the group, well, they've done their job. Germany come next. They needed to come from behind and score an injury time late winner against the Ivory Coast, courtesy of super sub Undav in their second game. But that win has secured top spot in their group. That sets them up with a good chance of making the last 16 and a possible clash of the Titans with France. Morocco are next. They were the better team against Brazil, but made hard work of beating Scotland. And in both their opening games, there's been a tendency for the second half performance to drop off performance-wise, and that's a concern going forward. Portugal are up next. They were another team that fared much better in their second game than their first, but I still have concerns about their over-reliance on a 41-year-old immobile striker, no matter how legendary good he is. He's a brilliant player. I'm not knocking Ronaldo. I'm just recognising the fact that he's 41 and he doesn't do a lot of running, and he's taken advantage of a ridiculous rule to just stand in offside positions. I'll go back over it again just briefly. If you go back through the history of games, the offside law was brought in to prevent people from just standing up the field waiting for the ball to come to them. And what's Ronaldo doing? Standing up the field waiting for the ball to come to him. So that rule needs looking at for me. But aside from that little rant, I would say about Portugal, their defence still looks shaky to me. So I'm concerned about the Portugal. Next, the USA, who followed up an impressive win over Paraguay with another win over Australia to keep the Yankee hype train steaming and a-rolling. They have already won their group, so maybe we have some rotation. We see some rotation for Game 3, but they will get to face the third place team in the round of 32. On current form, looks set for a last 16 game, which could possibly be against Egypt. So a route to the quarters is there for them. Next up, Netherlands, who demolished Sweden with one of the best performances of the second round of games, and that puts them top of their group ahead of their final group game with the already eliminated Tunisians. So things are looking much better for the Netherlands than they did in their first game. Assuming they get a better result than Japan do against Sweden, they will win the group and possibly face Morocco in the last 32. Then it could be Canada, Switzerland, or South Korea in the last 16. Japan were good against the Netherlands and took care of business against Tunisia. They will do well to top the group now, though, so a last 32 meeting with Brazil or Morocco could await them, which will be tough. Norway come next. They've won 2 from 2 and look forward to effectively a free shot at France in their last group game. And their offensive firepower could be a danger to all in the knockout phase, where they will either face a third place team or possibly fellow group runners up Ivory Coast in the round of 32. Colombia, like Norway, have won their opening 2 games, but not quite with the panache of the Vikings. Still, if they can get a draw or better against Portugal, they will win that group and get to play a third place team in the round of 32, and then potentially either Canada or Switzerland in the last 16. So again, if they can win this group, there's a pass to the quarters there for them. So maybe this is a dark horse team that nobody's talking about. Right. In winning Group A, Mexico have secured home advantage for their round of 32 and last 16 games, which is a huge advantage when you take it into account their great record at the Azteca, the altitude and the raucous support. They may they may not have been as impressive as the US team, but they are another co-host that is going to potentially be spoilers come the knockout phase, and maybe even more. Right, next, South Korea just about overcame a physical Czech team in their opening game and then lost a close contest to Mexico in their second game, where there was little between the two teams. If they avoid defeat against South Africa, they will finish second in their group and set up a last 32 meeting, again, possibly Canada, Switzerland, which I think they can beat both of. Final one in my 16 is Egypt, who now have given themselves a chance to emerge from Group G as winners of that section. Mo Salah and co would then get to face a third place team, then potentially USA in the round of 16. A team that may be better playing on the counter attack. They could be dangerous against the better teams if they can make it to the last 16 or maybe even quarterfinals. So that's how I see the state of the competition right now and the best teams. That's that podcast done. 3 podcasts today. The second one, I'm going to have a look at which groups are likely to provide the best third place teams. 8 of 12 of them go through. So I'll come back with that very soon. See you later.